All right. First off, do I have permission to film this session?
Yeah.
All right. And can you state your name for me?
My name is Adam Alcozer.
Okay. And can you state your age and when you were born?
I am 32 years old, born June 6, 1986.
And can you talk about your past medical history?
Past medical history. Well, I mean, I've got a condition called costochondritis. It's inflammation of the rib joints. That can make it kind of difficult, bending, flexing, lifting stuff at times. And I had a front hernia repair a few years back, so I'm always cautious about picking up heavier loads and such. Don't want to take risks if I don't have to. I'd had a broken arm, broke my left arm back when I was a teenager, but I mean that's not been any problems. And I mean, however deep you want to go with it, but those are the main things. Those are the big things.
I think that's pretty good.
Can you tell me a little bit about your support system, your family, if you live with anyone, stuff like that?
Well, I mean, I live a little far from my family, but I live with my fiance, who's great, and I've friends through work, I can contact, and people in this general area who I know I can call if I need to, for a ride or something. Mostly acquaintances, some light friendships, but primarily it would come out to my fiance.
And your living situation, do you rent or own your home?
Rent.
And what kind of place do you rent?
It's a townhouse.
Two-story, one-story?
It's two-story.
And what's your current level of functioning with your daily tasks? Can you do them pretty well? Do you have issues performing anything?
Yeah, I'd say I can get through my daily tasks, very well, high functioning. Don't have any problems with the day-to-day living and, getting things done.
Is there anything that takes you longer to do or things that you forget to do?
I generally try to put off my homework, which is strange because I'm not actually in school anymore, so it's taking work home.
Okay.
But usually not really, so long as I can keep track of everything.
And what would you say your pain level is on average every day?
Maybe 0 to 2. Usually around 0.
Okay. And do you have, if you have any kind of flare-ups with anything, what is your pain level?
It usually goes around a 2 to a 3, give or take.
And are you on any medications regularly?
No, I don't take any regular medication.
Okay. And we're going to just jump right in with our first assessment. It's called the Canadian Occupational Performance Measure. It's really just you talking about any issues you have with your tasks. It identifies occupational performance problems, which is just things that you want to do, need to do, or are expected to do, and you either have issues doing it, you don't do it, or you don't do it to your satisfaction.
Okay.
So the first thing we're going to talk about are self-care tasks, getting ready in the morning and hygiene and stuff like that. Are there anything anything you have issues with your personal care?
I mean, usually not really. Getting up in the morning can always be a chore. Sometimes, especially first thing in the morning, relating what time it is versus how much time I have to get ready. That can throw me off at times and throw off my morning ritual. Bathing and eating and taking care of my dog and everything.
You do that every morning, bathing,
Yeah.
eating, and taking care of the dog?
Mm-hmm.
And on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not important at all, and 10 being extremely important, how would you rate, that issue as affecting your performance?
I mean, if it's, I hate being late to anything, So, I mean, if I sleep in or I just, forget to set my alarm or something like that, if I get thrown off on my morning ritual, I mean, what was it, 1 to 10?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that, at least for a while, that throws me off by like a 7.
Mm-hmm.
Because I hate rushing in the morning. So if I wake up and I have 5 minutes to get to work when it's a 15-minute drive and everything has to be really rushed and really just throws me out of whack and it makes it difficult to focus and get productive at my workplace.
Okay. So it's really important for you to be on time and to go through your morning routine at the pace that you prefer.
Yeah.
So functional mobility is just how you get around, walking, going up and down the stairs, going out to the car. Do you have any issues with that?
No, I think I'm doing pretty good.
Okay. Community management, that being, going out into the community, going shopping, talking to other people, going out for anything like that. Do you have any issues with that or have, any problems?
Usually,
your community?
No, no problems really. Usually once I'm out and doing something to go shopping and such, it's no problem. Sometimes it can be a little difficult to leave, to go out the door, gain the motivation to do so, not just make excuses.
Okay. Would you put something off just because you didn't want to go out?
Absolutely.
Or get out?
Entirely too often. In fact, I've been out of milk for days.
Okay. So would you say that would negatively affect your day-to-day? The fact that you wouldn't want to go out?
Especially my morning ritual is continually affected because of that.
And on the scale of 1 to 10, again, 1 being least important and 10 being most, how would you rate being able to go out and access your community and community management as it relates to importance to you in your daily routine?
I mean, I would say that it's fairly important, certainly, probably around a 6 or so. Or more specifically, I'd like it to be like a 6 to an 8, but really it's around like a 4 to a 6. And how it comes about, so it's one of my improvement areas.
So because you lack the motivation, it's not as important to you realistically, but you want it to be more important to you? Yeah. Okay. All right. And then I think I'm going to pass this over to Courtney. She's going to take over.
We're going to talk about your leisure activities and if you have any difficulties with that. So, are there any activities that you have trouble with, like watching TV, listening to music, any of the more calm recreational activities?
Well, calmer recreational activities are actually my preference. Sitting and reading, relaxing, and everything. And I don't really have many difficulties with that, except my computer's kind of busted. But one of the things that does get me too much is lower back pain, because I don't exercise as much as I should, and I know I should. My core has gotten weaker over the years due to lack of use. about, I don't know, a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, I had, I guess, scraped my SI joint, and running up some stairs, and I hadn't clenched up my, tightened my core as I usually do, as need to do, and that's what the chiropractor had said. It was I had irritated my SI joint, which, especially with sitting activities, a lot of stress is put on that joint. Standing and walking around, I guess, less so, but that definitely, impacted my preferred leisure activity of sitting at my computer or TV or something by having that irritation.
Okay. And how important would you rate it that you're able to do those activities?
I mean, I'd say it's pretty important. 9, maybe 8 to 9. It probably should be less, but it's how I unwind. It's a big part of my routine.
You mentioned that you take care of your dog. Do you have any difficulties taking care of your dog? Any of those activities?
Not really. We've got each other pretty well trained by this point, puppy as she is. But usually we can, we do all right with each other. She does need more exercise around, going for longer walks or jogs and such, and I'm not always up for doing or wanting to do that. So that's one of those kind of helping motivate me to get more exercise and get more strength to my core as well. Of by exercise, by jogging more, taking the dog out, getting more exercise myself to be able to get her energy taken care of.
So how important would you rate getting more exercise?
Well, and to there we get into that improvement point again. So I would say the importance where I put is maybe like a 4 to a 6, but where I need it to be is where I want it to be is like an 8.
Okay.
So that's where I'm trying to psych myself up mentally and pushing myself to overcome to put aside that initial physical discomfort to get into better shape.
Do you think you're having any problems with socialization, or do you think that you're pretty good in that area?
I've had a long-standing, just kind of general state where I'm a shut-in. I'm perfectly happy just staying home myself or with my fiance, and not really going out, meeting people, going to bars or clubs and such. And so going out to do so, getting motivated to just go out and hey, let's go meet some people is more difficult for me. Absolutely. And that's something that's been a continuing effort for me for most of my life.
So you would say that you want to be more social, you want to get out more, but you are content being.
Certainly, yeah.
How important would you rank getting out there and talking to more people?
I mean, what I'm shooting for, what I'm trying to put it at is, I'd say is, and a good stable point would be about a 6 or a 7.
Okay. Some of the areas that you talked about as being the most important would be getting more exercise and socializing more.
Being on time to be able to go through your morning routine, and issues with motivation and how it negatively impacts your ability to go out into the community and community management.
So how would you rank your current performance on, we'll start with socialization, on a scale of 1 to 10. So 1 being you're not able to do it at all, or 10 being you're completely able to do it very well?
I'd say overall, just a blanket on socialization and the many facets, I'd say I'm at about a 6, maybe a 7 or so, because engaging in conversation, when it's convenient or, it's right there already, that's not too much of a problem. But going out of my way for it, initiating a conversation, going out to meet people or interacting with people who are not some people that I ordinarily would be around, that's a lot more difficult.
Okay, so how would you rate your satisfaction with being able to socialize? Like, are you happy
satisfaction,
with the way you do it?
I would say, is probably a 7.
Okay. When we talk about exercising more and that relates to your lower back pain, how would you rate your current performance on being able to exercise, or I guess your motivation?
Well, being able to exercise, being able and my motivation, I would say I'm around 4. Because I know I can get out and exercise. I'm in relatively decent shape, but it's just that it's getting motivated to do so more than just one short bout. So, okay, take the dog out for a jog, and then I'm good for my exercise mental quota for months.
So that would be your performance score. Is that what I had said? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think I said it was about a 4 is where I'm satisfied with it.
Okay. Oh, that's your satisfaction score, not your performance score.
Oh, where I'm at in performance. I don't know, maybe a 2 is how I'd rate my current performance level.
Let's see, what else was he? Did he score is very important.
So for personal care, particularly getting up on time and being able to complete your routine, you said that was a 7 in importance for you. How would you say your overall performance in that aspect is on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'd say I'm around an 8. I can pretty routinely have the time, get up with my alarm, have everything ready the night before that I need to, but there's certainly room for improvement.
And so your overall satisfaction with your performance?
A 7.
And then, was it community management was the other aspect that you said, mostly with motivation and getting out and accessing the places that you need to. You rated that as a 6 overall. How would you rate your performance in that area?
I don't know. I mean, probably around that same point. Yeah, let's say a 6.
A 6?
Yeah.
Just, how often you need to go out versus how often you actually go out when you need to, you would say is about a 6?
Yeah.
Okay. And then your satisfaction with that, are you okay with where you're at, or do you wish that you would go out more when you need to?
My goal would be the number, my satisfaction with where I'm at right now would be lower, but I would say I'm actually around an 8 or a 9 with how satisfied I am with, getting things done and doing shopping and stuff.
All right. I think that's everything. So we go through and evaluate this and, give you our plan for your improvement, what your goals might end up being.
All right. Sounds good.